Hello, everybody.
Welcome back, bitches.
Wow, I was going to go baby.
Welcome back,
baby. Should we just have a catch up? Should we just chat?
Let's
Should we have a little chat.
I was speaking to someone at one of the tour dates and I was saying, we don't catch up.
No.
Our lives are really busy that this is, they're
Honestly.
like, oh, it's filming a podcast. I was like, no, we sit
This
and
is
we
actually
talk
our
and
chance
just
to
have a
talk. This would be
conversation.
our coffee dates otherwise.
Yeah, great. I don't have to see you any other time.
Oh, yeah,
Perfect.
brilliant. Russ, roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
I'm just interrupting your podcast listening with my own voice again, but I'm here to remind you that there are still tickets available for our Manchester and Cardiff tour dates. So that is on the 22nd or the 23rd of February. So like next week. Just like you saw in Birmingham, there is entertainment, there is food, there are cocktails, there are Beth and I. Like, it's going to be a fun night. You can find more information and tickets on our website or through the link in the bio. See you in Manchester, Cardiff or London. Bye.
My life at the moment, it's all self-inflicted is what I'd like to say. And it's all good stuff.
You don't want to miss any of it.
I'm so busy.
What's the next steps? You've got a team now.
Yeah, no, it's this is what I mean. It's all brilliant stuff. It's just January is supposed to be chill. February was like, oh my God, there's like 2 weddings. But it's our fault. We've packed so much shit in.
Your fault.
Our fault. We've a tour.
Yours.
We're also going to the fucking wedding shows. We're not just going to them. We're not just attending and popping up a little stand. That would be far too normal. No. We're partnering.
So I've seen a few things on TikTok as usual. You know, I like to stall them up.
Yeah, I've got a few ready for you as well.
And I've got a few questions I want to ask you.
Okay. I've got a few bits from a bride as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Bitches.
They've been bitching.
Okay, what do you make of this?
Of them getting divorced. The more a couple spends on their wedding, the higher the probability of them getting divorced. I think if you truly love someone and you recognize the act that you guys are both doing, which is like, hey, we're coming together and committing to each other for the rest of time, we're becoming one. I think that is so important and so large that nothing else should even come close in importance. Like if you care about your dress and the designer that made it and all of these things and the flowers and the image and like the status and the whole perception of the whole wedding about making it a big thing, I feel like you're not as focused on what you guys are actually there to do. The more a couple spends.
I agree.
Fuck off.
I agree with some and I disagree with some. Let me try and voice what I'm trying to say. So first of all, I think I agree with it in terms of if you're just going to fucking throw loads of money at a wedding, you clearly haven't had a conversation together as a couple to say what's our next steps, what's our plan, what's our future, blah, 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 blah. However, I do think it's in correlation to what you earn
Exactly
as
that.
a couple, because if we earned 4 million a year, we would have spent a lot more on our wedding and it would have still been in the same, we would have still had the same conversations. I agree with some of it. I do notice sometimes weddings when people are just so into the
Designer brands.
designer everything, the look and all of this stuff that I'm actually just like, what? Like this is all like, and I'm all for adding shit to a wedding. We know this, but let's get the basic bit right first. Let's get the ceremony and the bit where you guys actually spend time together right, and then you add all the bells and whistles. Is that actually a stat or is that somebody just saying
Just
it?
someone saying it on a podcast.
I can see it.
Yeah, but I think it's a bold statement to make. The
Yeah.
more you spend, the more likely you are to get divorced. I don't think the value of what you spend determines what you like. The more likely you are going to get divorced. Like you say, it's all in
correlation
to
yeah.
how much you
So-
earn.
So maybe it's people that put themselves in financial difficulty for a wedding are the people that are less likely to last, because the main cause
That's not
of,
what he's saying.
No, but I guess what he's saying, the more money you spend, the more money you spend, the more like
I get the designer thing, but again, if you've got the money, why wouldn't you want the best?
yeah.
You could say that about a nice car. People who drive supercars.
But the main reason for divorce is money.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that a fact?
Is that a fact, Brian? Have I just made that up? Yeah,
Google
no,
it.
it is actually the real
Google
reason.
it. I want to hear.
Okay.
See it.
Money issues is the third leading cause of divorce.
What's the first?
Go
on, say it.
Incompatibility
Yeah.
and then infidelity.
So not right for each other, cheating,
Yeah.
money.
But I feel like the incompatible one,
Sorry,
I
say it
can't
again.
say it.
That was a really good impression. That was really good.
Thank you. Incompatible. Say it.
Incompatible.
No, but say it in a sentence.
Incompatible.
We're just incompatible.
We're just incompatible.
It sounds weird now.
We're incompatible.
No, we're not. We are
We're not.
infidelity.
Infidelity.
No, but money is a massive reason why people split up. And if you get married and haven't had those conversations pre-marriage, I think it's the willy-nilly spending. Willy-nilly. Like the fuck it, we'll buy all this.
But if you've got the money, then why does it matter to anybody? And why? Sorry, that's actually pissed me off. You're saying the more you spend.
No, that's not what I said.
No, what he's saying.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't point at me then.
Because you're agreeing with him. What he's saying is the more money you spend on the wedding, the more likely you are to get divorced. That's bullshit. That is bullshit.
You don't know that it's bullshit.
What, you're telling me the DIY weddings stay together?
How do I Google
this? No, but why does it make any difference to how much you spend to your divorce rate?
No, my point...
Because if you're a millionaire...
There might be correlation to how much money...
Brian's getting involved.
Brian's fucking staring at me. Like, the way he's talking to me is like really like... his eyes are like piercing through my head.
He really cares about money.
If there was somebody who is wealthy and can spend £1 million on their wedding and that's 10 grand to someone else in relation.
Yeah.
Why does it mean that they're more likely for divorce than someone else?
Well, that's what I said. That's what I agree with.
That's what I don't get.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing.
Oh, funny that. You go back in your box then and...
But I can see
spending
it.
money you don't have.
You can't prove that study.
Yeah. This has got a bit much, guys. What do you totally disagree with that then?
I disagree with the statement that the more you spend on the wedding, the more likely you are to get divorced.
What did he actually say though?
The more a couple spends on their wedding, the higher the probability of them getting divorced. I think if you truly love someone and you recognize the act that you guys are both doing,
No, I
which
see
is
that like
hey, we're
that's a
coming
bit
together
bullshit,
and
that
committing to each other for the rest of time, we're becoming one. I think that
Shall I read the
is so
comments?
important and so large that
Yeah.
nothing-
Someone put, yes, let's listen to a 22. Savage.
Who's the dude speaking?
Sebastian on the Non-Challenge podcast.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree with that statement, but I bet there are some logic behind couples that push themselves into financial difficulty for a wedding, because it's all people that split up within their first year of marriage, don't they? Like that's got to be to do with some of the financial issues caused from a wedding.
Money, yeah.
Okay, let me read something out to you then that I found. So these are proposal rules. Okay. Number 1, do not propose on a holiday, birthday, or anyone's special day. I want it to be our day.
Holiday, do you mean like
no, I think it means
like
a holiday.
public holiday.
Yeah.
Not like
I wouldn't mind a
sun holiday.
Valentine's Day one.
Ugh.
Oh,
I wouldn't like Valentine's Day.
Why?
Everyone gets proposed on Valentine's Day.
I don't know anyone who's ever got
Bit
proposed on
icky,
Valentine's
innit?
Day.
It's very Valentine's Day is a bit commercial trash.
Yeah, which is why wouldn't you lean into it?
Fair.
I like it.
Yeah, and flowers like quadruple the price.
That's true. Please make sure my hair, nails, and makeup is done, and I have an outfit that you know I would want to post in.
This is what I mean. This is what I'm saying about like this stuff beforehand. You know when they're saying like you get so cool.
Yeah,
Ugh.
if
you don't like the outfit, just get changed and take a photo.
I like the outfit.
You're in a coat.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be what I pick to get engaged in. But I don't give a fuck. I also wouldn't have cared if I had no makeup on and stuff. I could take my photos after.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Let's just chill out a little bit. Make sure you ask my mum for permission.
If that's the relationship you got, isn't it, Dad?
Should be Dad, but
yeah.
He didn't ask my mum. Depends on relationship. You must be down on one knee.
Yes.
I do agree with that.
Yes. I give that one.
You must use my full name.
No.
Did Brian use my full name? I think he might.
I don't think that's like a must. And it's also like it doesn't feel natural sometimes, so it could be.
But that's the point, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I think it's meant to be formal. Let us know when it happens.
Might happen by now, you never know.
Make sure we are having engagement photos or someone is there taking a video.
Yeah, I do think that's nice.
Yeah, I would like Pat there. Family can be there, optional.
No, I'd like it just on my own.
I wouldn't have minded either way. Lastly, you must have a speech on why you are proposing.
Why
Don't
are you
just
talking
say
so
you'll marry
aggressively?
me because it's capitals.
Oh.
Don't just say will you marry me. I think a little speech is nice.
Yes.
A little bit of
I think you need to be like, I love you so much. You're this, you're that.
Yeah, the best thing that's ever happened to me. So,
I love you.
will you marry me?
Will you marry me, please?
So do you agree with those?
No, not all of them. Some of them. down on one knee, I think is really important.
I think it down on one knee is important.
And I like a little bit of a spiel.
Yeah. I don't care about what I'm wearing. I liked having my nails done.
Yes.
I think it's a nice touch if you can do it. But if you're going to ruin it by doing it, then don't do it. And I do agree with birthday. I don't think I'd want to get engaged on my birthday.
No.
Maybe my 30th.
Maybe, yeah.
Know what I mean? Okay, your turn. Find me something.
So, the
No, it is.
question I asked.
I don't care if you're editing it.
The question I asked was, how do you feel about grooms in white jackets?
Are they wearing a white? What shirt do you wear?
White.
You wear a white shirt, white jacket. Yeah.
They allowed to wear white?
Yeah. They're the only one that's allowed to wear white, surely. If somebody else came in a white, if a man came in a white jacket, no.
But how do you feel if the bride's dress was like ivory?
See, this is the problem. You got to get the right white.
But you don't want to know. Ooh.
Ooh, I didn't want Brian to wear white.
No.
If he'd asked me to wear white, I would have been like,
Yeah,
really?
okay. Fair.
I'd rather not.
Mm.
Okay, somebody was talking to me the other day about this and I wrote it down because I was like, I need to ask you about it. What are your thoughts on guests talking to your suppliers on your wedding day about their wedding day?
No. No.
I know.
And if you're a supplier that does that,
Yeah.
you're in the fucking wrong.
I agree.
Like, you're there for the client that's
You
paid
can
you.
say, like, let's take Rich, for example. Rich is a perfect, does magic. That's the sort of person that I would imagine they'd be like, oh my God, like, you'll have to come and do my wedding. Here's how that conversation should go. Oh my God, you'll have to do my wedding. Oh, I'd love to. When is it? Summer. Awesome. Pop me an email and I'll check it for you.
Done.
That's it.
Done.
End of. You don't get to then go, we're doing this for a drink reception. We're thinking of having drinks. Blah, 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 blah.
How long will you be there? Where's
Yeah.
the venue? What's it? No.
No. You get to say, you're cool. I like this. How much is it roughly? Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Done. You get 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You get an elevator pitch.
Yeah. I agree.
That's bad, isn't it?
I think that's awful.
Yeah, I was, somebody messaged me about it and I was like, no, that is gross. Because you say you're doing it at my wedding. I have paid for that person to be at my wedding, not to spend his time selling to you or for you to be asking all your questions about that.
Yeah. So
bad. That's like, remember when I said I saw the, I can't remember what supplier it was, but go and put leaflets on the tables. Photographer.
Stop.
Swear on my life. It was a while ago. It was a couple of years ago. It was pre my business. So it was when I was working for a catering company. And at one of these, it was a barn venue. And he put his fucking... Beth, I've not told you this story before.
No.
On my life, people hadn't gone into the room yet.
That's awful.
There were leaflets put down.
But where do you like stop the line? Like,
But they hadn't seen the tables yet. This was decor.
I know, it's awful.
This is at the start. That's bad, isn't it? I would ask them to leave. I'd be like, you see you later, I'll take my own photos.
Yeah,
A leaflet.
that is awful.
Not even a clever leaflet. Basically a business card put down on the table.
An ugly leaflet.
Ugly. Wasn't even white.
No, but like people ask for our business cards when they
Fine,
see us.
here you go,
Here you go.
speak to me later.
And I also think like magic, you know, when you've done a trick, here you go. Here's like
100%. Yeah.
when you're interactive with people
Yeah.
and they can just pop it in their pocket,
Yeah.
or if they ask for it, fine.
I also think it depends on the supply. I would never walk around and be like, oh,
No, but if someone said to you like, "Can I have your business card?"
yeah,
Would you not give it them?
I don't have any. Find my gram.
She's too busy.
Too popular, mate. I don't need it. No, I just never really been a business cardy gal.
Yeah.
Here's my Instagram. It's all on there. But that just gave me serious ick. Hate it.
Don't know what these. I saved these so long ago. Oh, when you're cutting the cake. Oh, I think we spoke about that.
What?
I can scrap that. About choosing a song.
Oh, don't scrap that, because actually I saw one that was cutting the cake and the mother-in-law kept saying stuff, shouting stuff. Not mean, not rude, but just had to be
Go on.
involved. So there's 2 videos this girl posted, and she was like, I understand that you guys don't get the relationship and blah, 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 but it's not a great relationship, but I've tried. It's typical mother-in-law, daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, during the cake cutting, no, first of all, during the ceremony, they're saying their vows to each other and the groom's getting emotional. So the mum stands up and gives him a tissue. Is that bad or not bad?
But let me just get this right. So
it's middle of vows, like personal vows bit.
Mummy's boy.
Yeah, no, but she shouldn't stand up and give out a tissue.
No,
The mum shouldn't.
No.
Not during vows. It's a bit different if you can slyly be like,
It's like, here you are, my boy.
but she's come from the front row walked up to where they're doing the vows, popped a tissue in his hand, and then sat back down as he's still reading his vows.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I don't like it.
No.
I think it's the whole look at me.
Oh, he's my boy.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
precious
yeah.
boy.
Yeah. I'll look after him.
Even though he's saying his vows, I'm still
Yeah.
his. I'm still the
I'm going to
woman
make
in
him
his life.
think about me whilst he's saying his vows.
He can't do life without me.
Ugh.
Ick. Fucking icky.
And then the same lady during the cake cutting, then the mother-in-law was then like shouting stuff out and
Like
being
what?
like, what does it say? Hold on.
So I've got. So we went through the stage of like girl maths, boy maths.
Yeah.
I've seen a TikTok about married maths. Do you know what I hate?
Oh my god, it's like being in a bad dream. You've heard of girl math. What about married math? All right, go ahead. Say what you just said. What'd you say?
Now that we're married, I don't have to look at the price tag because it's all free.
Why?
Because when you're married, what's yours is mine, so it's all on your card.
That is not, I can't, what?
I'm not paying with my card, it's your card, so it's free.
How do you Uno reverse a marriage? Can I get store credit for her if I was to give it back?
Her accent makes everything funnier though. Is it Boston?
Probably, yeah. I would find it weird that you weren't like
I know this
that
is what,
before marriage.
This is why when everyone's like, "Oh, everything changed when you get married," nothing has changed in my life.
No.
There was, except I write a different surname, which took a couple of weeks anyway because I couldn't be bothered to do it. Nothing is any different. I'm confused. Do people get married and then go, right, okay, now we join our finances? Is that what happens?
I don't know.
Like, I just get confused with what other people do. I just assume that what I'm doing is normal.
I don't know.
Oh.
So do you have like your account, joint account,
Yeah. Brian's account. We both have personal savings account. Then we have joint savings account.
You got loads.
And then we have Isla's savings account. Then we have pension savings account.
Wow.
Then we got Bitcoin. Sounds like I'm balling. I'm not. I've just got all these pots.
So
for different
in the
bits.
joint account,
So everything bar a couple of £100 each. So we keep a couple of £100 each for ourselves. I can spend that whatever I want to spend that on. Everything else goes in the joint. And then it all comes
is that
from
to
that.
cover like mortgage,
Everything.
bills,
Everything.
food?
Into the savings, into Isla's savings, into the emergency fund, into the shit fund, into the holiday fund, into the Christmas fund. All goes from that. And our personal money, we get the same amount and it's the same every month. And that's what you spend.
£1,025.
I fucking wish it was. What is it? Well, we've just put it up because I was finally like, I need
Isn't
some more
that
money.
the cap?
It used to be £200. That's all I need to really live off though.
Oh really?
Because everything else comes from the joint.
Oh.
My phone, the gym, everything. So it's literally £200 of just.
Oh, so you both pay for the gym
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the joint. You both pay for phone from
Yeah.
the joint.
So it's £200 a month spending money is plenty.
Okay.
And then all the birthday money, all of that's like.
Plenty. No wonder you can't order a mass amount of clothes and send it back.
Yeah, no, that's the point. That's literally why I'm like, I've got £200. That's what I've got. And it always seems to go. I don't even know what I buy.
Let's have a look. Let's see what you spend it on.
No, because Brian's listening.
So
This month has not been a great month though because I was buying stuff for my honeymoon. So it's all
let's
like.
see what's on
Get
your
yours
bank
out then.
statement.
Get yours out then. I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I don't think
So that was some trainers. That's a cookie.
a cookie. I'd put that on the joint for sure.
I had my hair done. I had my nails and lashes comes from personal.
Yeah.
It's all clothes. That one's my what are they called? Skims.
You're gonna die at mine. Brian's not gonna be happy with that one.
What's yours?
Disney Plus.
See, why is that not in the joint account though?
Because I watch the Kardashians and Jack doesn't. So he's like, I'm not paying for it.
okay, fine.
Deliveroo.
That is a massage. Mine's all like proper personal stuff that Brian benefits in no way from.
Parking.
Well, from your personal.
Yeah, because I'm parking my car in town
Nice, our car.
for my trip.
New look. Silk red.
I don't actually really spend a lot of speed and fine.
Brian, does speeding fines come from our joint account? Yeah, they come from joint.
Why?
Just because it's life, isn't it? We've got a shit pot. So we use Monzo, so we then got the pot. So we have a shit fund, which is for things like parking, tickets, speed and fines, tyres, boring stuff. We've got birthdays, which is for people's birthdays, Christmas, holiday. We have growth and education, books, shit like that. Yeah, we pot it all.
So you like divvy it out every month?
Every month we work to it. This turned into a financial episode. We what's it called? A zero-based budget. So at the end of every month, when we put all the money into pots, there should be nothing left in our account. So everything gets allocated.
And if you don't spend it, you don't spend it.
Yeah, and then it grows the pot. And then it carries on. I know, cute, right?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to read you a bitch from a bride.
No, I got one more tip.
Oh, go on then. Tip?
Yeah, so I've got, I've seen some, I can't find the video, but it was basically girls that had black bridesmaids dresses.
Yeah.
And their armpits went black
What?
from the material.
Oh. I've also seen bridesmaid dresses where the black dress goes white because of the deodorant. But this is the problem. How do you test these things? Because maybe this is a tip. This is a tip, guys. Bridesmaids, you need to put your dresses on for like over an hour.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you try, like at least in a wedding dress, you try it on for a longer amount of time.
My favourite videos at the moment, the bridesmaids dresses like twerking and like seeing if they're danced
I feel
already.
like you need to be able to move. I feel like you need to wear it for at least an hour to figure out if it looks nice, if it looks good in photos, if it goes black, if it scratches, if it fits well. Because honestly, the amount of bridesmaids that put their dresses on in the morning and they're like, this looks shit. And I'm like, I've had to pin them before. We've had to cut slits in it. It's just not what you want to be doing in the morning of the wedding. Not ideal.
No.
Right, I'm reading you a bitch from a bride. Are you ready?
Yeah, I got loads.
Okay. Help. We just had our 6th-month meeting with our venue coordinator. She wanted to check numbers to update our quote and go through our timeline. Everything was going well until we got to the discussion surrounding the drinks reception. We decided our reception would be an hour long and include one drink for everyone. But she said we would need more than one drink if we wanted to last more than 30 minutes. I explained that we wanted it to be longer so that we could go and do photos and have family photos and still have time to come back and enjoy a drink with our loved ones. She became very argumentative and kept saying that she's done hundreds of weddings and knows people will want more than one drink, that logistically it won't work and we'll just be standing around. We tried to reason with her and explained that we can't afford 2 drinks, but our families are from all over the UK, so know that they'll take time to catch up and enjoy the gardens. She just laughed and said that she doesn't get commission from how much we drink, so she doesn't care if we go for 1 or 2, but people will start to wander off if we don't give them enough to drink. This went on for 15 plus minutes and eventually ended with, well, I need to discuss with the team, as if they're saying we're not allowed a longer drink reception. Where do I go from here and what do I say? Am I being unreasonable by wanting a longer drink reception? Should I find the money to pay for another drink?
Okay, there's a few points to this.
That's fucking rude for a start,
One,
isn't it?
the attitude stinks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it, sometimes you hear a conversation different in your head and things like that, but that is rude AF.
Yeah.
But they are talking sense. If there is not a bar for people to buy drinks from, 1 drink is not enough.
But when you say it's not enough, I agree, because I have actually replied to this lady and we've talked through it. But what's the she doesn't want she wants an hour drinks reception, and if she really can't afford to do more than 1 drink, surely your guests are you just don't get the drink for the other bit. You can't say no to having that time.
No, they can't.
You can
say
explain
no,
the situation. It's not going to be.
If there is not a bar open, it logistically makes it a freaking nightmare for the team on site, because people are thirsty, especially if it's a hot day. If it's, do you know what I mean? There needs to be drink available.
Yeah.
For people. I get it. You can't afford it. Pay for 1. Perfect.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
But there has to be somewhere for them to buy drinks.
I agree. That's what I said. But I hate, when someone's like, I do hundreds of it. I always try it because I'm honest with my couples, and I'll say to them if I don't think something will work or if it will work, but maybe we need to tweak it. But at the end of the day, it's their wedding. I will give you my opinion. I'm not going to say I do hundreds of weddings and it's not going to work.
But you can't ever go back to someone and say, oh, this bit wasn't great.
Yeah.
Because they've advised you. So you've got to be prepared that it potentially might not work. And yes, to be fair, we do know what we're talking about, but
there's a way of saying it.
There's a way of saying it.
Yeah. Do you know what I really hate?
You.
I don't hate me.
Me.
No, I don't hate you. I hate bad customer service.
Do you know what I hate even more?
What?
When people think you're giving bad customer service and you're not.
We're in 2 different days at the moment.
Yeah, I'm having a bad
We're
day.
having 2 different issues.
No, I pride ourselves on our customer service. We will bend over backwards for anyone. And everyone in the wedding industry usually does, especially people who are running businesses.
Maybe
not so much in venues because the coordinators don't own the venue.
Yeah.
But people who do this is important to us, and we will do as much as we can to make it right. We will lose money. We will spend extra time on it that we're not getting paid for, and dedicate ourselves to you. So
we don't often talk about the business side of it, but you know what? Running a business really sucks sometimes.
Really sucks.
I'm currently the issue, and I obviously can't say too much about that, but when big companies bully little companies, mate, furious.
But they're not even big company.
Well, bigger company bully little company.
And guess what? They're a wedding venue.
How weird.
How weird is that?
How weird. Should we out them? But they have made my life hell.
What situation am I in?
you're in unappreciated kindness.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to solve a situation and it's
Which
just
isn't my fault. There is no fault of my own.
Which is just being ignored. I just people. But this is this we've always said this, like the highs of running a business are like singing Natasha Bedingfield on a stage high, and the lows of business are literally just like, I literally nearly cried into my jacket potato the other day.
The spud. Okay, so I've got a question.
Okay.
It's not a question, it's just a DM. So over Christmas, we had gone out to find a Christmas jumper. I saw one in Asda with pearls all over it. Very cute. I asked my husband to be casually like, what do you think? And he said, oh, pearls, cheap and tacky. He went on, taking the mick in a funny way, until I think he might have realised what he was saying and he stopped and changed his subject. But tacky cheap was loud and clear. My wedding is covered head to toe in pearls. The only person I care who likes his dress is him, and I bought it alone. People have since seen it. Do I go back to the drawing board or keep the dress I've already paid for? Love from a bride who hasn't slept since Xmas 2023.
Oh, I feel like we've talked about something similar to this when it was lace, wasn't it? I just think pearls on a wedding dress and pearls on a Christmas jumper are very
Tesco,
different.
Maybe. Let's not say that name out loud.
But he has said pearls are cheap and tacky.
Yeah, but pearls, what he thinks, because usually they're probably a bit bigger, aren't they, on the jumper? On the dress, it's probably like really like dainty.
Do you know what? Honestly, I don't think he'd notice that you had pearls on the dress.
He'd be like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I really wouldn't worry about it. Or I would try and maybe like put into conversation, I don't know, maybe you'll stick on say yes to the dress and be like, oh no, because that might make it worse, because then he goes, I fucking hate that.
Yeah. Oh no,
I just think they won't know. They won't know.
It's different on you. It's a jumper. Like,
I'd also impressed if when on that day all of this stuff is happening and then he looks and goes, oh, that's cheap and tacky, that.
No, I think if you feel good, you've bought the dress for a reason. Go for it.
Agreed. I have a bitch from a bride. I just have to find it for you.
No, I've got a rant and it's quite savage, and I think it's a little bit mean, but I get it. So it says, not advice, but just a rant. My maid of honour, my best friend of 17 years, has just told me she's pregnant 7 months before my wedding, which is abroad. More than likely will not be able to fly out and will miss my wedding. I feel a mix of emotions, and so does she. I'm not unhappy for her. I'm just not happy for her, if that makes sense. I know this is really selfish of me, but I really wanted her there. She's been planning both my hens and one is abroad. It's just not going to be the same.
That's so sad, isn't it? I feel bad for them. I don't even know what can you do to
FaceTime her?
She's not coming at all.
Doesn't think she'll be able to fly, yeah.
Wait, how far?
7 months. She's just told me she's pregnant 7 months before my wedding.
Oh. See, would you, so say your best friend's getting married abroad.
Yeah.
And you know a year and a half before, are you not trying to have a baby?
It's really difficult because
how much can you pause your life?
Yeah, it's how much you want to pause your life, and if you get pregnant quick, or if you might be struggling to get pregnant, so you're like, let's just start trying now. It's really, really difficult. But I mean, in an ideal world, I'd like to plan my pregnancy around the weddings that I've got and give birth in a quiet period than a busy period. But it's not really cookie crumbles sometimes.
It's so difficult. Weddings are really difficult. Because it's the whole era of people's lives when all of this stuff is happening, and it's like how much.
But it's also like the dates are so like, it's like if she was a couple of months earlier,
you'd be fine.
Even
later,
it's just that's unlucky, but lucky unlucky.
Oh, yeah. Because I was speaking to who was I speaking to the other day? Oh, one of my brides whose bridesmaid is again very pregnant. And she was like, oh, we don't know, because if she's literally due at that time. So she will either have a 3-day-old baby or she'll be very pregnant.
Bursting at the brim.
So she was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, just make her your something blue.
Yeah.
Because she was genuinely like, I honestly, if she can't cut, it doesn't bother me at all. But I will be annoyed that I've bought a bouquet and that I've bought her a bridesmaid dress and that she's done all this. And I was like, you need to make her something like your something blue.
Yeah.
And just say, look, genuinely, if you come, I'll be so happy and I want you to take this role. If you can't come, don't feel bad. It hasn't cost me anything. It's not changing my day. So then they won't feel, because I think the bridesmaid was also like, oh my God, I feel so bad. I feel awful.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I would feel bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It all comes at once, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Babies, weddings, pregnancies.
It's all happening. Right, let me find you this, bitches. Okay, I have a question. It's like the question of when do we send out invites?
Yeah.
All that drama. Hey, Georgie and Beth, absolutely love the podcast. I wondered if you'd be able to answer a question. Getting married in June 2025 and sent out the save the dates when we booked our venue last year. Our venue has a range of accommodation on site for guests to book. However, they have advised that if there's a wedding before us, which is very likely, it's likely to get booked up. In order to avoid this, I want to get our guest invites out as soon as possible so that our guests are able to book accommodation. We will have guests travelling from afar, so I know that something will be needed. I've checked with the venue and no accommodation is booked as of yet. But how soon would you send out the invites to wedding guests? I was wondering if I send them out in May, June this year, if that's acceptable or too soon. I'm really worried that guests aren't going to be able to book in time, but equally I don't have all the information for an invite.
What are they waiting for the invite? Because
Well, I
what do you
guess-
put on an invite?
Well, menu choices maybe?
Date. Yeah, but if you use like a third part, like it's not a third, but if you use an online platform,
Yeah.
you send it all out. Here's a QR code, sign up, and then you can send notifications to people to be like, pick your menu choices now already. Like I'd get if you want those rooms booked, get them.
Yeah.
Like, what are you waiting for?
But as a guest, would you be annoyed that you got RSVP to a wedding a year before the wedding?
No,
Would you forget?
no, because I think these people are important to you. Like
Yeah.
you put it in your diary. Stops you booking holidays. People book a holiday a year before.
Yeah. Yeah. I find invites really stressful.
You can always, if you use like a website, you can always ping people and send them updates and emails.
I agree.
Through that, but I would say if that's important to you, then
Get it out early.
get it out there.
Yeah, because if everybody books, accommodation is a ball ache. So difficult to do.
And it'd literally be like, you've got like, if you don't book it, it's not there and there's no ask. Like, just
Yeah.
get on with it.
Because at what point do you have to go, I'm not worrying about that anymore. That's your problem. That's a you problem.
That's a you problem.
So I met a couple the other day at a wedding and they were telling me about an MC at a wedding. And they were like, he did this other wedding that we were at and it was awful. And I was like, oh my God, why? She was like, no, not the MC, but like what was said and what was happening. So at one point, they couldn't find the bride and groom and they were supposed to be announcing them into the room. So actually I need to find it because I need to see what they said. So they basically said, he came to then announce them and he said, I'm really sorry. We've now got the bride and groom back. They're here. They were doing stuff in the toilet. No, not that. Doing snow. At the wedding breakfast. And that is what they were doing. They'd gone off to do coke in the toilet.
What?
Could you imagine?
What?
Could you imagine that being said at your wedding and it being true for a start? So I don't know if you'd be annoyed. Like I'd be annoyed if they said it and I hadn't been. But like,
The nanny's over there in the corner. She'd be like, is it snowing? Snowing outside.
it's June.
It's June. It's snowing. It's the first time I've ever seen in my entire life.
But it's just.
Why would they say that?
But why were they doing that? Little moment together.
I mean, that's some people's lives, isn't it? Like, that's not something that's like kind of for us to judge.
Well, it's also illegal, Beth.
Look, I've seen it plenty of times at weddings.
But imagine them saying they've been doing
I literally had to
snow.
say it at a wedding
What?
a couple of months ago. I don't know how long ago.
Stop doing snow?
No, literally, they were doing it on the, like, there was this, like...
Not on your charger plate.
No, in like a walkway. And I was just like, guys, come on, just go to the toilets.
Oh, it's just, I hate it.
Especially when it's like dry hire venues. Like, I can't control that. I'm not going to be the person that's like calling the police. Are you?
Oh,
You've seen it?
only once.
And what do you say?
I don't think, I just was like, no, it's that time that somebody asked Brian for coke and it was when he was a police officer and I was like,
That's not good. It's one of those, isn't it? It's like, especially when it's like dry hire, like a marquee.
Yeah.
Or, like, it's like the venue
responsibility.
but when it's something like that, it's...
Oh, so I don't like talking about it. It stresses me out.
But then it's our public liability.
Yeah, my issue was with the announcement.
Yeah.
They should have, please be upstanding. Sorry, they've been a while. They've been doing snow in the toilets.
What was the reaction of the room?
I don't think it was a bad one. I think it was like,
No.
wait.
It might- oh, God. Is it a joke? Is it real?
I don't know. We never know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this an ick or acceptable? Instead of canapes, I'm thinking of a cake and cocktail 2 hours with live music before the wedding breakfast, where we are starting with 3 speeches. The wedding cake never gets eaten and the mother-in-law is baking it. She used to have a business. So thinking ceremony, confetti, cake cutting, then it serves while we do photos, and each layer will be a different flavour so people have cake choice and can have multiple pieces.
Love cake and cocktails.
Yeah.
Love the thought of using the cake at that point because it's not being used anywhere else.
I'd love that after the wedding breakfast.
This is what I normally recommend to
Cake and
couples
cocktail
doing it
hour.
after. But I don't not like it.
I wouldn't want cake before my wedding breakfast.
I wouldn't mind cake because it's quite a bit before because they've got speeches first as well.
Yeah.
I just think you have to give something savoury as well.
Substantial.
Yeah. Because
Don't get me
Brian
wrong,
wouldn't
I
eat any cake.
I could eat cake.
I'd eat all the cake. I'll eat every flavour. I'm okay with it. But I don't think...
Some people are sweet and...
Yeah.
But like most people are
Whereas I think
people.
a lot of people wouldn't. So what could she set up with it then? Is there like a savoury cake? Focaccia. What, even like the pork pie cakes? Like, I feel like you just need something... No, I know that was a bad example.
Not. Oh,
I don't
that's
mind
an ick.
No, I don't mind
That
the evening with a
is a
cheese board.
fucking-
With a cheese board.
No, that's ick.
Have you not seen them with a cheese board?
I've seen
though?
them, but you can't say a pork pie cake instead of a cake.
No, I wasn't saying instead of.
What, alongside some fucking lovely
No, I'm trying to
red
think
velvet?
I'm trying to think of something. What would you put with it? Because I feel like we need something savoury.
I don't... Do you know what? It's like...
What?
This is really controversial because I've gone against it so many times. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot a little bit, but like something like what annoys me a little bit is like, do you know what I mean? You could do like nothing big, but like mini pizzas. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. But they're fucking so extortionate.
I know.
But like when you actually literally think a mozzarella pizza.
Yeah.
Right?
The little ones
Sliced
from Tesco,
up.
banging the thing, they're 50p.
Do you know what I mean? Like something like substantial like that. But like it's usually people don't do canapes because of the cost. So what are you talking like £12 per person for 4 canapes? Is that the thing at the moment?
Yeah, keep going as well.
Like,
yeah.
So it's like,
I get it, honestly. And this is why I genuinely try and help people when it's like, we don't have unlimited money, but I would question if she's not having a starter. Sack off the starter. Always sack off the starter and have
do
canapes.
Do a graze board like you did. Do a grazing board, sack off the starter.
Yeah.
Bread is great. That's what I loved at yours, the bread.
Yeah. Because you don't need to feed everybody.
No.
We learned that at the tour. Even we learned this, that you don't like...
None of you wanted to
nobody
eat.
eats. And we're like, well, we bought
But
this
at
stuff.
weddings you do. Like
at weddings you definitely want more.
But we were like more nightclub vibes.
Yeah. But even our evening food that we would assume we would genuinely go.
I would have eaten it, but I didn't.
No, I know. And I don't know why.
I think 'cause everyone was so excited and having a good time. Like genuinely.
Whereas like, for example, the candy floss went really well because it was literally just put into people's hands.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask for it. It was
it's
in my hand.
also a little bit cuter to eat a candy floss than a
Maybe
burger.
we need to think of like a savoury thing that's a bit more... Oh, I tell you what I do love is the little meze cones.
I know you're going to say that. I don't.
Do you not?
I want more.
Yeah, no. But if
I
if
can't
it was
get
that
good
or
about
nothing,
a bread.
That's true.
I like to dip. I like the hummus.
But if it was that, no graze, but ignore the... If that was a cheaper option, you'd be happier with that.
I don't think it is though. Imagine you've like laid it all out.
This is why you got to go to like, you can proper DIY stuff, but then you've still got to pay for staff.
Yeah.
You've still got to pay for somebody, for example, a coordinator who's thingy enough to run it for you, because you can't just expect staff to know what they're doing with it. They got to clear it up.
I'm really hungry and I'm thinking
starving.
of that graze board. And that graze board, like the one at your wedding was just banging.
It's bread and oils and dips and aioli and hummus and cheese. Do you know what? I really love cheese.
I'm really hungry.
Me too.
Like
Should we
my
just end the
belly's
podcast early?
Okay. Listen to this one then.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, weddings are expensive. It's
Oh,
the food.
It's your go.
Me?
Yeah. Do you want me to go again though?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a dilemma and I have no idea what to do. Any advice you can give?
Okay.
Our venue for July 24 emailed me last week to confirm they can't provide the Sperry tent wedding we want due to a complaint to the council about the noise last wedding season, and they've had their license revoked. Although I understand the venue have tried to do all they can, the Temp 28 license they can obtain for the start of the summer session doesn't include our date, therefore offering a barn wedding. We visited Saturday to see the barn and it's currently still used for storage, needing a new roof, large windows, lighting toilets, bar doors to a patio, all architecturally planned. The field in which the tent sat is a stone's throw from the barn, and it's where we can have our outside wedding, which we want, but without the tent space, so it looks crap. and I have so many worries I can't list here, but what should we do? We found another venue, but it's further and on a different date with less accommodation. It would have to be celebrant-led wedding, which would mean now we would be waiting a long time for the official date, which my partner is also not keen on. Part of me is like, roll with it. It is what we can make it work. And the other is like, what a massive risk. Not what I wanted, and I feel upset for this situation.
So annoying.
Right.
Let's break this down.
What I'm going to say,
What?
roll with it.
Which one though?
Roll with it, the barn.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That venue's had their license revoked.
That barn's got to be good.
That barn's got to be good,
Yeah,
because
agreed.
it's not just a one-off
Yeah.
hire of a marquee.
My
thing.
initial thought was, how lucky are you that you get to be in that new space? Because
Yeah.
when that's built, it's going to be stunning.
Bang in, not wrecked.
Yeah.
And they've got to do it.
Yeah.
They've got to do it, otherwise they're going to lose hundreds of thousands of pounds, the venue. Because it's not just this year, it's next
but
year.
it is a trust thing.
Yeah, you've got to trust them.
I'd want to see more of the plans.
I'd be like, can I have the CAD designs? Can I have this?
I'd want to say, I'd also be saying, cool, what money am I
What
am I coming back for this? So I've got put a lot of trust into you.
What are you going to do instead? Like, are we going to get extra drinks? Are we going to get extra food? Can we do this? Can we do that? What are you going to do to compensate me for not getting the wedding I want?
Agreed.
I'm happy not to cancel and you're going to lose all your money.
Yes, but this
what
is
are you
why
gonna do
wedding
instead of-
supplies, when they first start, are cheaper.
Yeah.
Because there's an element of trust, and if you trust me, you pay less, and that's exciting. And then in 5 years' time, this not happen. They're in that situation with that venue, and the venue need to acknowledge that and be like, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. No, you don't need money back, but I want
to be
cocktail drink
Yeah, I
reception.
want
Yeah, definitely.
You could have a mega wedding that you weren't going to have beforehand because it's not quite right.
Yes.
I think it's too late to be changing dates. Like, people might not be
you
available.
might as well cancel your wedding.
Like, photographers, video. Like, you're going to have to change so much of the vibe.
I imagine it's a peak date if it's July.
Yeah.
If you're in March, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But also, I would like to say, whilst we're talking about it, celebrant weddings are
amazing,
top tier. So,
but also, there's going to be people before you, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, but at what point?
Oh no,
does
she
it
said
get
they've got a license. Why does July not cover the summer license?
28-day license. She said.
Oh.
I'd be like, up and come down.
Well, who picks the date? Why is the 28 days not on my
starts date? Starts with the first one.
But I would trust. I want to see it. I want to.
Yeah. I think we all need to ask more questions of venues and when food and drinks and stuff like that, because I think people worry about asking too many questions. What I would want though, like, I don't mind people asking me anything, but I'd like it on one email.
Yeah.
I'd like you to try and collate them all and then give me one so I can answer them all. Yeah. But I think that's the same for like venues and stuff like that. How many staff are you putting on the bar?
Yep.
How many staff are handing out canapes?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to put the food down? What happens to the food that doesn't get eaten?
Yeah.
Does it get boxed up? Do we get to take it home? What happens? Like, these are all the sort of things that we need to be asking.
Yeah.
We need to know these answers.
For sure.
Okay. I found something.
Okay. Excited?
It's just weird. Who pays for what? But I've got a list of the person and what they pay for.
Okay, go.
The bride, groom's wedding ring, groom's wedding gift, bridesmaids' gifts, personal stationery.
Wait, didn't you have a whole pot that you did together?
Yeah, we paid for everything for the wedding together. I might have bought an extra couple of bits separately. But the groom, bride's engagement and wedding ring, bride's wedding gift, gifts for best men and groomsmen, marriage license.
Why does he have to pay for it?
I don't know. Clergy or judge fees. This is American. Bride's bouquet, corsages, boutonnieres, and transportation. Where the fuck are they getting these from? Okay, the bride's family pays for invitations, services of bridal consult, wedding gift for the couple. Are they got to get us a gift as well? Do you pay for the wedding and get a gift? Oh, I don't think so. Bride's gown, veil, and accessories, their own attire, bridesmaids' lunch, rental of wedding site.
I'm stopping you here. This is a load of bullshit.
I know. Well, hold on, it gets worse.
Where have you found this?
TikTok. The groom's family. So also in the bride's one, it was photographer, videographer, engagement food.
Oh, this is just,
I
don't want to listen to it. It's ridiculous.
Groom's family is the lodging for out of town guests, their own wedding attire, their own travel and lodging, wedding gift for the couple, and the rehearsal dinner.
I genuinely think you should go into wedding planning to pay for everything, and if you get any gifts, perfect.
Right, let me ask you a question then. How do you approach the subject of saying, are you helping me out with the wedding?
I wouldn't.
No, but
I wouldn't. Genuinely, I don't think it's for you to approach somebody if, Like if they said, "Oh, congratulations, guys! Like, we'd love to be involved. Like we'd love to help you out somewhere." Fine.
But to me, I'm like, cool. What does that mean?
Yeah, but then
that changes what you book.
But then you go back and just be like, blah blah blah. We're looking at our budget. I know you mentioned you wanted to help us out. Was there something specific you wanted to go towards?
There we
or
go.
Something like that.
That was the answer to the question. Don't say you won't ask, because
No,
you've got to find out a bit.
No, but if,
I wouldn't ask first.
No, but yeah, if they didn't say it to me, I
Yeah,
would
no,
not be like, oh, so you said
So what
you're
you
giving me any money?
buying? Yeah, no,
I'd never do that unless they said to me like my mum did it for my brother's wedding. She was like, I'd love to pay for the flowers. I'd love to.
Yes. So, okay, so you're then saying to them, is there something you want to contribute towards?
No, there is, like, is there something specific you want? Not how much are you contributing?
Because that's basically what we want to know is how much money
Mm-hmm.
have we. Because also in my head, if my dad said, we'll pay for the band, I'm like, cool. How much? Because I don't think people realise the massive range of pricing.
Yeah.
I'd rather them say, this is how much kind of we're comfortable spending. What can we put it towards? Like, is there something that it will cover all of this? Can we put, because the problem is a lot of times they get close to the wedding and then somebody's like, oh, I want to put £1,000 behind the bar, and you're like, oh, cool, that's not, it doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Like, in the nice possible way, it sounds really ungrateful, but I don't want to put £1,000 behind the bar. Can I put £1,000 and do a cocktail hour?
Yeah.
Like those sort of things. But then you've got to figure out, it's difficult. It's an awkward subject.
How much did you get gifted for the wedding?
My mum bought my wedding dress.
How much was that?
Oh God, I can't remember. I don't know. Not loads, but not cheap.
Roughly.
£2,000 maybe.
Okay.
She bought both my day and my evening dress and my veil.
Right, so you had £2,000 contribution.
Yeah. And then my dad gave us some money towards the wedding.
How much?
No, towards the honeymoon. Similar. That's it. Not that's it, but that's
Yeah.
all the support we had in terms of money.
So like you went into it like with...
We went into it as in nobody was helping us with the money
Yeah.
at all. And then my mum always said she'd going to buy my dress,
Yeah.
but equally I still would never have gone, here's a £5,000 dress that I like.
Yeah, for sure.
It's being nice. And then just hope that people get you nice presents for you. But it's awkward. It's so awkward because I think as you get further into planning, if somebody was like, oh, I want to help you out, you're like, oh, it literally changes. If you're going to give me $20,000, I'm going to get a different venue. Do you know what I mean? Like it changes the whole thing.
But it shouldn't do.
But it does.
But this is what we were saying, you know?
Yeah, but
It
if I
shouldn't.
said we've saved £20,000 towards our wedding, and then somebody else goes, well, we want to give you 20, that changes my wedding. My wedding's gone from a 20 grand wedding to a 40 grand
Oh
wedding.
no, you have a free 20 grand wedding.
No, because I'd still want to put stuff in. If I then have the money,
Yeah. All right.
it's difficult.
There's a lot of money chat going on, isn't
it's
there?
a
There's a
lot.
lot of money. I think we need Frugal Spender back on.
Oh, I don't know. We might lose followers.
We'd lose followers with Frugal on.
Yeah, I can't remember. He divided the nation.
Oh yeah, people were mean to him.
I know.
But the girls loved him at the tour.
Oh, it just annoys me that everyone finds him so fit. Like, I'm fit.
You're both fit, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Okay, we don't need any bitch from a bride. Can we do one little quick tip? Because people have been asking back for that tip jar, and I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it sorted.
Tip jar. Advice for having my 15-month-old son at the wedding all day. How to entertain, engage, involve him in the day as he will still be little. Love from a Tamworth, February 2025 bride. Tamworth is home of Spudman.
Is it? My TikTok has heard you talk about Spudman, and now I get his videos. I'm okay with it. It's cool.
Love
but
it.
I do
That's
think
why
he
you had a
puts cheese and
jacket
beans on wrong.
potato the other day.
Yeah, probably.
No, cheese. No, I disagree with that statement.
I'm not getting into this again. Right, 3 tips. I'm going to give you 3 tips.
Yep.
Number 1, the best thing that you can do is to get a nanny. I cannot express this clearly and strongly enough. Your family and friends are going to be busy and they're going to be having a nice time. Pay for somebody professionally to look after this child whilst you enjoy yourselves. And you say to them, we want to see him throughout the day. Like, don't feel like you have to go and take him and hide him, but you are in charge of this child. Number 2 is to make sure that you work out the timings of your day around like naps and things like that. Because I know a couple that had their child with them, but the point when there was photos was when it was nap time. And it was like, oh, now we have to try and do them at a later point. And I don't know if they got any photos together. And tip number 3 is toys and activities. Like, you can't just give them to a nanny and hope that that's what works. And equally, if you don't have the budget for a nanny, we need stuff. We need things for them to play with, even if it's just stuff from home. I don't mind you bringing stuff from home. Bring their favorite toys, bring an iPad. There you go. Don't be interrupting my ceremony.
Nice.
But she did also say about involving them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think would be really cute?
Got.
Is like her partner stood at the end of the aisle holding. Did you say it was a boy?
Yeah.
Holding a little boy.
Oh, that's
or he
cute.
walks down the aisle.
Unless he's crying.
Yeah, then take him out.
If he's in a good mood, involve him.
I think that's what you kind of got to go into it. I think you need to plan it. I think kids are like weather.
Yeah.
We got to plan for both. If they're in a great mood, this is what's happening. If they're in a bad mood, this is what's happening. And fine, we have to be okay with that plan as well.
Nice.
Easy. Cool. We hope that helped everybody. Could you do us all a favour and leave a review and all that jazz? What does Brian like? Share, like, follow,
Subscribe.
subscribe.
Hey.
Thanks everybody. We will see you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.